Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to happy hour. Yeah, it's the best time of your day on Tuesdays when we have happy hour because it's a chance for you guys to just be happy, let your guard down, and learn and absorb new content. And so tonight, I'm thrilled that we're going to be having a very interesting discussion with Barbara Schumann. And many of you know Barbara Schumann. However, I also understand that many of you don't know Barbara Schumann, especially the way I know Barbara Schumann. Barb and I have worked together for 27 years in this endeavor. And before that, we were friends for, I'm married 35 years, so in the 30s, like 3 decades. So I basically have grown up with her. And what's amazing is how many people in this business have grown up with her. And when you grow up with someone like Barbara, that means you're going to learn so much about life and so much about health and so much just about yourself that you otherwise would learn until a person with a personality like hers comes into your world. So Barbara is somebody that has an extensive background in health and nutrition. She is certified as a personal trainer with a ton of credentials that I always mess up. So I'll let her just tell you about that. And then she's also been somebody that directed the entire nutritional department for a national company that was specialized in age management. So if you want to always look your best and feel your best, she's the person that people go to. And with that, I'm going to turn this conversation over to my favorite best friend, Barbara Schumann.
Thank you, Jan. I don't need to go through all my specific certifications. It's
Wow,
not
impressive.
impressive.
Yeah.
All right. I have certification as a personal trainer from American College of Sports Medicine, National Strength and Conditioning Association, American College on Exercise. I have a weight management specialty from American College on Exercise. I have a certification from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. I'm certified by the Fitness Institute International, but most importantly, I'm a mother of 2 amazing grown-up kids and 4, of course, brilliant grandchildren.
Of course.
I am turning 68 in 2 days.
So
I believe that everything that I teach to other people that I have learned is, from my own experience. And I'm going to say that one of the reasons I think I've aged well is because of what Unicity has to offer. I think it makes a huge, huge, huge difference in my life. And you'll always hear me referencing slowing down the aging process and reversing the aging process and reversing disease, because that is what Unicity is involved in. But there are specific products that really address that. But today I'm going to focus on an area that so many people are well aware of. They know the word probiotics. You hear it on TV when people are talking about yogurt. It's become the rage for people to eat yogurt so that they're getting their probiotics in their food. I'm going to talk about what are probiotics, why they're important, why probiotics are important for your own gut health and for the health of your business. So if you take a look at this slide, I'm talking about probiotics being healthy, good, living bacteria, live bacteria. We have bacteria in our gut. We have bacteria through our whole body, but we focus a lot on what's going on in our gut. We have both good and bad bacteria. When you get an infection, it's because more bad bacteria is there than good bacteria. And so people know that they need to add good bacteria to their body in forms of food like yogurt and kefir. And I mean, people are really into kimchi and sauerkraut these days, fermented foods, because they know that it's going to improve their health. So what we want to do is make sure that we don't let the bad bacteria take over the good bacteria. And why would that happen? If you're somebody who's had a high sugar diet, or you're craving sugar a lot, that's probably what's going on, is you have an overgrowth of bad bacteria in your gut. A lot of people who are allergic to foods, have food sensitivities, or who've been sick a lot in their childhood, or have chronic sinus infections and have taken a lot of antibiotics, they're going to have an overgrowth of bad bacteria. And people who suffer with stomach problems, a lot of times it's just because that gas and bloating and discomfort and IBS, it's because this bad bacteria has taken over. And a lot of people who struggle with bad breath don't realize it's coming from their gut. And then, of course, there's all the people in the world who struggle to lose weight. Your bacteria in your gut is really going to undermine your efforts to try to lose weight. So what I want to teach you about is one way to make sure your probiotic, your healthy bacteria in your gut, stays alive. You've got to feed it. Have you ever heard of prebiotics? Prebiotics are the food that we give to probiotic. Probiotic is a living thing. You have to feed it, just like it's your pets. You have to feed them. So what kind of foods do you feed the probiotic, the healthy bacteria in your gut? Well, some of the foods are not things you're going to be eating every day. How many of you eat dandelion greens? I know Clover Winter eats dandelion greens a lot, and so do I, but not many people do. Or Jerusalem artichokes or leeks. I mean, these are not foods that people are eating every day, but there are, if you look, you can see there are some things. There's leafy greens, there's apples, bananas. You've heard of the sweetener called xylitol, and maybe you've heard of inulin. These are prebiotic foods that when you eat them, they're going to help your healthy bacteria to thrive. So our goal is to figure out how to maintain a healthy balance in your body. Because when you balance the good bacteria and the bad bacteria, you are going to reduce the gas and bloating that you experience with IBS or ulcerative colitis. You know that feeling when you take antibiotics and then you get diarrhea from taking antibiotics? You can prevent and reduce that risk by taking probiotics. People don't know it, but our brain and our gut have a deep, deep connection. You always say, oh, I have that gut feeling, and you're talking about what you're thinking in your brain. It's really, there's so much research to show a profound connection between mental health conditions and what's going on in the gut. And if you can keep your healthy bacteria in dominance, you're going to experience less anxiety, depression, stress, obsessive compulsive disorder, and even memory. They're finding that blood pressure issues can also be related to what's going on in your gut. And I have to tell you that one of the most amazing things to me is that it really affects what's going on with your skin. I've known people who live on processed food diets. They always had on their kitchen counter, I'm thinking about this one family, they always had on their kitchen counter croissants and donuts and chips and pretzels and all this processed carbohydrates, processed food products that were their staples of their lives. And everybody in the family had eczema. And they all were always putting on creams and taking medication for eczema. And I didn't know years ago, like, why would all these people have eczema? Is it a family issue? Is it a Genetic disorder? Yeah, it's the genetic disorder that their family taught them to eat a certain way from generation to generation, and it was causing eczema. This last year, my little 2-year-old granddaughter was having eczema. We were traveling in China and visiting her, and she had a really bad outbreak. What was she doing? She was living on noodles as we traveled. She didn't like any of the food. It was all a processed diet that she was eating. And when they came home, I said to my daughter, you need to take her to the doctor. And luckily, she went to a very forward-thinking doctor who said, you've got to get your child eating a high-fiber diet and getting probiotics. Her eczema cleared up in a month's time. So what you put into your gut shows up in your brain, on your skin, but it also contributes to your ability to lose weight and eliminate belly fat. You will hold on to that belly fat if you have an overabundance of bad bacteria. Now, we also hear a lot about how the use of probiotics will boost the immune system. I've read a couple of studies because I was doing this presentation, and I really I didn't want to make any false claims, but I'm reading studies about how probiotics can boost your immune system, lowering your risk of catching upper respiratory tract infections, reducing the length of illness, the severity of illness, the need for antibiotics. And I just saw this one statistic: reduce the severity of the flu by 37%. Now, why doesn't everybody take probiotics? Well, maybe they don't know this, but I'm going to tell you that what's going on in the marketplace right now, it's obvious people are starting to know it. The probiotic market has increased considerably in the last couple of years. It's now $13.9 billion. And that is because people are getting smart and recognizing that use of probiotic has a serious effect on the immune response. So you want to reduce your risk of COVID-19. I'm not telling you it's going to cure COVID-19. I'm not telling you that you'll never get it, but I'm going to tell you that you can increase your ability to fight off viruses, and you can decrease the severity if you have a strong immune system. This is why the market is huge for probiotics. So I want to talk about Unicity's probiotic. It's called Probiotic Plus. And these are the careful claims that the company makes. I'm going to tell you that what I have respect about Unicity is they never make a claim that they can't prove. And they will tell you that this product can help and restore and balance gut bacteria. That microbiome health can help support the immune system. So they're saying if you restore your gut bacteria, it helps support your immune system, and it can soothe the intestinal discomfort and promotes digestive tract biodiversity. What does that mean? The more variety of bacteria you have in your gut, the healthier you're going to be. They've done studies throughout the years that people who grew up on farms and, they got dirty and they ate, they were handling animals and dirt and everything, that they had stronger immune systems than people who lived in the city and were always washing their hands. You want to get some of this bacteria into your body. So what makes Unicity's product, Probiotic Plus, so unique? Well, it has 11 probiotic strains. One of the things that I am so impressed about is that they have so many strains. I just spoke to a coach who has struggled over the last couple of years with almost dying from sepsis. Her whole body became infected and overrun with an infection, and she almost died. And just in the last month, she again got another urinary tract infection, and they put her on a probiotic. But it was just one strain. It was, I think, called Culturelle, and I looked it up. It's one strain of bacteria. Probiotic Plus has 11. But what makes it also really unique is the way that it is delivered. We call it micro encapsulation technology. So it's not a pill, it's not a capsule, it's not one more pill to swallow. It's actually a powder. Do you remember growing up and eating pixie sticks, the little sugary candy that you used to sprinkle onto your tongue? That's exactly what this is like. So you open up this convenient on-the-go packet and you can sprinkle it on your tongue, and it tastes really good. There are some probiotics that need refrigeration, or you have to worry about them getting hot. But this is micro encapsulated, which means that in these little tiny, what look like sugar crystals, at the micro level is the tiniest bacteria. So I want to show you the ingredients. I want to show you these 11 strains because it's really impressive. When it is microencapsulated, you're going to swallow it, and it's going to travel through your digestive tract and reach the point in your intestines where it's going to be most effective. That is one of the things that makes it unique. But also there's scientific validation for each of these strains. That study I read that talked about reducing the risk of flu and the severity of flu by 37%, I looked at the study that was done, and 5 of those strains, there were 5 strains that they tested, they're all listed in our supplement. So I was really glad to see that. So what is really important, and why I talked about the importance of prebiotic, is because there are a lot of probiotics out there that you're getting this healthy bacteria, you're putting it into your stomach, but maybe you're not eating those foods that are prebiotic, those dandelion greens or leeks or asparagus. And so your bacteria has nothing to eat, so it can't grow. We have what's called Fruno Oligosaccharides, and that is a prebiotic. They were smart enough to include a prebiotic in this formula so that as you're getting this good bacteria, you're also feeding it and helping it to grow. Now, it comes in this little skinny packet, and you just open it up and sprinkle it on your tongue, and it tastes like wild berry. It's delicious. Kids like it. Remember that commercial? If you're old enough, Mikey likes it. Oh my goodness, I love this. I actually keep it on my desk in the box because look how pretty this box is. Those are my favorite colors. And if you're talking to me on a Zoom, you might see me open up a packet and sprinkle it on my tongue because I make sure I take it every single day. It's so easy to take. So with this information, as coaches in the Get Fit 21 program, you signed up for this because you want to help people. You want to protect those people you love. We all want to help people. And so what do we do with this important knowledge? Well, you could do what Franny Cochran does. When it's somebody's birthday, she ties a probiotic envelope packet to a bunch of balloons and hands it out. She gives people health for their birthday. So what does it cost you to do that? Well, the wholesale price of a box of 30 packets of Unicity Probiotic Plus, it's $37. So that's $1.23 per packet. How incredible is that for sampling? It is so easy to give somebody a taste of this, and they're going to say, oh my goodness, it's like pixie sticks, or if you're really old, Lick-A-Maid is what we called it when I was young. It is so affordable for sampling. It truly right now is a timely gift of health as we face going into the darkest season in this history of our country, when people are seriously worried about getting COVID-19 and they want to do everything to support their health. I think people might be willing to pay $49 to protect their health. What do you think? I typically sell many, many things at the preferred customer. I tell people the price is $49 and I sell it to them at, I say, at a preferred customer price for $43. I discount it for $6, but I'm still making a markup of $6 over the wholesale price. Plus, every box is 25 points. So if I buy 4 boxes, I've just added 100 points to my monthly volume. For those of you who are brand new in the business, our first goal in this business is to get our cumulative volume to hit 1,000 points. And you might do that in a couple months, you might do it in 2 months. But if you knew that you could get 100 extra points by buying 4 boxes of this, that would be easy. I mean, how do we build a healthy business? We show others that we care. You buy one for yourself, you buy one for giving samples, you buy one for each member of your family, your closest friends, for the people who help you. Teacher gifts. Oh my goodness, these teachers are burning the candle at both ends. They're trying to teach and they're trying to keep their families healthy. What would say more to a teacher than you care about them than giving this box of Probiotic Plus? You know, I've heard people say, I should have done more to protect myself, or I should have done more for the people that I care about. I want you to know you can do more and it doesn't cost you a whole lot. And that's why I wanted to do this talk on probiotic, because I think it is just so incredibly important. So I'm going to stop sharing my page and open it up for questions, comments.
Can I tell you something that
Yeah.
all women here right now? Of course, this is being recorded.